to talk to you about dreams, goals. When you were a little kid, what did you dream about? What did you think about when you grew up? Were you thinking about hitting the game-winning basketball shot? Some kids were thinking about throwing the game-winning touchdown to go to state. Other kids were thinking about kicking the game-winning soccer goal. Big things these kids were thinking about. Other kids were thinking about trampoline. Jumping on a trampoline. Winning a trampoline meet. Yes. I'm going to introduce to you to the wide world of competitive trampolining. Now, where did this all begin from? What is a trampoline? How did it come to? Well, it actually invented up in Alaska by the Inuits, or Eskimos, if you will. They started thinking about, they were throwing up each other up in the air using walrus skins, pulling it tight to send up their friend up in the air. So this thing also is called blanketing, which is up over in Europe as well, too. This whole idea, much like the firefighters in the old movies, where they would catch the person in the air with a blanket tied in between a circle thing. That's kind of where the idea of this trampoline come from. And then, as the years progress, the people in the circus would use it as well. They would stretch the safety nets over a metal form from the trapeze artists, and they would use that as their trampoline. Now, where did the modern day, our today's vision of trampoline came from? It actually came from right here in central Iowa by these two men, George Neeson and Larry Griswold. They both attended Iowa University, and George was there on a gymnastics scholarship, and Larry was there on a diving scholarship. These two became good friends. They went down to Mexico and watched a trapeze act, and they saw them using the nets, watching them spring up from the nets after their act, and they're thinking, we could come up with an idea like that. So they took that idea, took it back to Iowa, took a piece of canvas, riveted holes into it, and then put spring coils attached to a metal frame, and lo and behold, they had the modern day version of the trampoline. Now there's two different types of trampolines. There's the competitive trampoline and the recreational trampoline. Now everybody knows what the recreational trampoline is. That is your standard blue circle in the backyard where kids will have fun and play on with the black bed. Now there's a different type called the competitive trampoline, and it looks very different. It's more of a rectangular shape, and it has a lot more spring, and it's not open. It's open and not enclosed like the backyard models. Now, as we move on, they took that idea and they invented the USTA, or the United States Trampoline and Tumbling Association, not the United States Tennis Association. And they did this back in '71. It was actually Larry and George that came up with the United States, or Trampoline and Tumbling Association. 7 years later, they held their first nationals with 250 competitors in the nationals. Today, they have over 2,200 competitors in this national competition alone. The USTA currently has over 6,000 members in their program, so it's a really great program started back in '71 by the inventors of the trampoline. What is involved in the USTA? It actually comes up with three different events: the trampoline, the tumbling, and the double mini. And then inside each of those, they have levels of competition, beginning with the beginners, moving up to the novice levels, the intermediates, the advances, all the way up to the elite. Now these over here indicate the only ones that pertain to tumbling, and these are in the double mini, trampoline, and tumbling levels. So we'll start off with the trampoline competition. And now what that consists of is a trampoline. It's a 14 by 7 trampoline that they jump on. This is called an Aussie trampoline because of the yellow. It is perfected down in Australia, therefore Aussie. A competition in trampoline consists of 10 contacts with the bed. That's 10 skills performed for the judges. While they're doing that, they can perform somies, flips, skills, and whatever. Then they would do, after there's 10 contacts, they would salute to the finish, to the judge, indicating that they're done, and then they would be judged upon aesthetics, overall performance, and difficulty of their pass, or 10 contacts with bat. Each level requires a more difficulty. As you move up that triangle, the harder the skills come. Lower levels, the beginners, they would do seat drops, tuck jumps, straddle jumps, and all the way up to the elite levels where they're doing multiple flips at once. So that's the trampoline. Moving on. Oh, one last thing. The Olympic sport. Trampoline actually became an Olympic sport in 2000. So that was pretty neat. A big move for the trampoline competition. Now tumbling is more called power tumbling. And think of the floor exercise in gymnastics where they go from corner to corner. That's much like what they do here. Only they only have 120 feet of floor and only 6 feet wide. So they're doing all their flips, their somies in a row on a 6 feet wide piece of floor. Now this is the underneath side. These are fiberglass rods. Over top is a carpeted layer, a foam carpeted pad that goes over top. This is what gives the competitors their spring. Again, skills depend on skill level. Moving up the triangle again, as I mentioned before. Now, this is a double mini. As you can see, the reason why they call it double mini is because it consists of 2 miniature trampolines and 1 bed. What they have to do, they have a running approach, much like the vault competition in gymnastics. They run up, and then they will be doing 2 to 3 contacts with this bed. So they would do 1, 2, and 3, and then they will perform off. So when they come and jump on, they do a mounter skill. So it could be a tuck jump, could be a flip of some sort, and then they would do a dismount, which is getting off the double mini. And then they must land into this landing zone. Now let's zoom this up so we can see this better. So they would run up, do a mounter skill onto the double mini, do a flip on the double mini, and then do a dismount off. And then again being judged on overall difficulty of the skills performed, aesthetics, how well it looks. So that is what competitive trampoline is, and I just again wanted to let you know about this world. Find what you're good at, and excel. And I told you this story because I was once one of these boys on the trampoline performing, and I got to stand on the national podium and raise my hand with the national championship trophy in my hand. So thank you very much, and there's the trampoline competition. Oh, come on with that, jeez.